Elizabeth stepped deeper into the late evening shadows of an 80-foot-tall heritage oak, the advertising symbol for a cemetery nearly as old as the tree itself. Here was where the elite, the historic, the movers and shakers of Sacramento, California, were buried. With park-like grounds, stately mausoleums, and subdued but elegantly expensive granite headstones, it was plain that those without significant means need not apply to have a loved one buried in such august company. The rules governing the who and how were strict and inflexible, if not always openly admitted. At one time, Elizabeth would have obeyed these rules unquestioningly. She was not the same woman she'd been a decade ago. She'd come early for this final farewell, wanting to be alone with her thoughts before the others arrived. Memories were a poor substitute for what had been a deep and ever-expanding friendship, but they were all she had left. How long would it be before she stopped automatically reaching for the phone to call and share something she knew would make them both laugh? Or maybe even make them feel a little wistful? When would the shards of loss develop rounded edges? A flickering movement near an azalea caught her eye. It was one of the orange and black monarch butterflies that drifted through the valley each year on their way to winter over in a eucalyptus grove on the coast. There, they would rest and sleep and mate, and 4 months later, take off again to begin an 1,800-mile migration, returning 4 generations later to the same grove to begin the cycle anew. Elizabeth had read that, in theory, a time traveler could change the future by accidentally altering the path of a single butterfly. Was that what had happened to them? Was that why, the fabric of their lives had come apart 11 years ago, and then been re-sewn in a pattern none of them would have recognized just a season before? Time travelers and butterflies were ideas Elizabeth would have laughed at once. Now, she wasn't so sure. Something, be it butterflies or destiny or simple inevitability, had led to the year everything changed. It was also how she had wound up in the middle of a cemetery, where she was about to do something that could land her in jail.